Hey, hello everybody. How are you today? So, after a long time, I think that it was like 3 weeks, we're going to see again each other. I hope to see you on Saturday again at 9 a.m. as always. So, I hope to see you one more time. So, just remember that you have to make a presentation on Saturday. So be ready on Saturday with your slides and to talk about the simple past, the regular and the irregular verbs. So you need to be prepared for that presentation, okay? So we're going to continue studying the past, but this time we're going to study the past continuous. So here we have the past continuous. So we have the past continuous in the three ways or in three forms. So we have the affirmative, negative, and interrogative. So the affirmative one. So here we have, um, it's just a little thing. You are going to use two new words to study the past continuous. So, in past simple, you just change the verb. You change the verb. But here you are going to add a new word. In this case, was, and you are going to add the ing. Can you see? You add was and add ing. Was past ing continuous. So let's see all of these sentences. So I was watching, you were watching. So we have these two new words. With I, use was. With you, use were. So those two are the new words, was and were. So with he, we're going to use was watching in this case. She was watching, it was watching. But with we are going to use were. Okay? With you are going to use were. And with they, you are going to use were again. So you use was with I. I was, he was, she was, it was. So I was, he was, she was, it was. And you use were with you were, we were, you were, they were. And don't forget, you add the ing, and you see ing to the verb. Okay, so let's continue. So here we have the negative. So in the negative, you don't use was ni were, but you use wasn't and weren't. And you see negative? So I wasn't watching, you weren't watching, he wasn't watching, she wasn't watching, it wasn't watching, we weren't watching, we weren't watching, sorry, you weren't watching, and they weren't watching. Okay, so this is the contraction wasn't and weren't. You can also use was not or were not, but in this case we have weren't. Can you see how they change? Were not, weren't. Were not, weren't. Was not, wasn't. As simple as that. Okay, and you add the ing, and you see ing to the verb. So that makes the sentence a past continuous, negative in this case. And here we have some questions. So this is the interrogative form. So can you see that the was goes at first? Look at that. I was watching, but in questions, the was change. The was is here now. So was I watching? Were you watching? Can you see? Was and were at first, at the beginning. So we have short answers here. Okay? In short answers, we have yes and no, of course. Was I watching? Yes, I was. Yes, you were. Were you watching? No, I wasn't. No, you weren't. Okay, let's continue with the third person, that is he, she, and it. Said, was he watching? Was she watching? Was it watching? And the answers here we have yes, she or he or it was, and in negative, no, he or she or it wasn't. Okay, and finally we have the we, you, and they. So same form. So where at the beginning, where at the beginning, where at the beginning. And here we have the short answers. So here we have yes, you, we or you or they were, and in negative, no, we or you or they weren't. Okay, so I hope that you understand, but if you don't, you take notes, okay, and you take it to the class so we can solve in classes. Okay, so let's continue. So here we have some examples. So can you see the clock? Here we have a clock. So look at the hour. So this is a question. It says, what was he doing yesterday at 7 a.m.? Okay, at 7 a.m. And you see, what do you say? Maybe you are going to say he was mm, having he was having breakfast, maybe, or he was. What do you think that he's doing? So let's see the answer. It says he was having a shower. That is the answer. What was he doing yesterday at 7 a.m.? He was having a shower. Remember that we have what, so we need information in this case. This is a WH question. Remember? So when we have a WH question, we have to give information. In this case, the guy is asking me, he says, what were you doing yesterday at 7 a.m.? So in my case, at 7 a.m. Yesterday, I was working. I was working at my school at that hour. So what were you doing is the question. Okay, what were you doing yesterday at 7 a.m.? So here we have another question. You say, what was he doing? What was he doing yesterday at 7:30 a.m.? So at 7:30, maybe he was having dinner, maybe he was having breakfast. So let's see. It says he was having breakfast, right? He was having breakfast. Let's continue with another example. So what were you doing yesterday at 7:30 p.m.? The guy is asking me. So yesterday at 7:30 p.m., I think that I was cooking. I was cooking some food to eat. So yesterday I was cooking. So let's continue. And the question is, what were you doing at 7:30 p.m.? Let's continue. What was he doing at noon? That guy, what was he doing? So, what do you say? He was playing tennis, maybe? No. He was playing football, or you can say also soccer at school in this case. Let's continue. So, what were you doing yesterday at noon? Can you see the watch? At noon. At noon. This is, it could be it's not the morning, but neither the afternoon. So, it's noon, as you can see in the clock. So the guy is asking me, so I say, yesterday at noon, I was having lunch. So what were you doing yesterday at noon? So in this case, what was he doing yesterday at 4 p.m.? So I think that he was studying, maybe, or I think that he was doing homework. So let's see. Yes, he was doing his homework, right? Let's continue. The guy is asking me, what were you doing yesterday at 4 p.m.? So yesterday at 4 p.m. I was practicing a dance. So this afternoon I had I have to dance. So there was a presentation at my school, so I was dancing today. And yesterday I was rehearsing or I was practicing the dance. Let's continue. So what was he doing yesterday at 9 p.m.? So I think that he was watching TV. What were you doing yesterday at 9 p.m.? In my case, the guy is asking me. So at that hour I was sleeping. So let's continue. Was she watching TV yesterday at midnight? So can you see the difference? Now there is no what. Look at this. We have what, we need information, but here there is no what. There is no WH question. So we just need to say yes or no. So was she watching TV yesterday at midnight? Look at that. I think that she wasn't watching TV. So no, she wasn't. She was sleeping in this case. So look at that example. Was she having dinner yesterday at 9 p.m.? Yes, she was. Let's continue. Were you having a bath yesterday at midnight? At midnight? Me? So at midnight I was sleeping, so I wasn't. No, I wasn't. So what were you reading last month? So I didn't read last month, so what were you reading last month? What were you doing before this class? So before this class, I was chatting on my cell phone or I was texting. What were you doing before you went to bed yesterday? Before I went to bed yesterday, I was also texting my girlfriend and everything. What were you doing last Sunday morning? So last Sunday morning, I think that I was sleeping because I was having a hangover. So the day before the last Sunday, sorry, I was drinking. So on Sunday, I was having a hangover. What were you doing yesterday while your mother or father was cooking? So I don't live with my mother or my father, so I'm not going to answer this question. So in your case, you tell me the answer. What were you doing? What were you doing yesterday afternoon when your mother or father arrived home? Is a question for you. Okay, so I think that those are all the questions on here. We finished this little video, this short video, sorry. So we're going to see each other on Saturday. Don't forget that. See you on Saturday. So bye bye, kids.